Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Fantasy Forecast for, what is today, guys? Wednesday, May 11th, 2016. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful week. Yesterday was a two-game slate. I know I kind of analyzed this game for you guys already, but I like doing them on single games because we get optimized lineups so we can compare against, which helps. I mean, and the two-game slate, the optimizers don't work on two-day slates. They just don't. There's something with their computers. I can kind of look at it and kind of figure out where I'm aiming, but you just can't sometimes. So this is what it is, and you deal with it. And in front of us, we got Roto Grinder. Roto Grinders, I only did 3 today, guys. It's a little bit of a shorter. Not that, you guys on a two-game slate, you can just see the different variations. So there isn't as much need, and it's a lot tighter today, too, guys. The 3-game slate I gave you guys yesterday, you're basically loaded up on tonight's Golden State and Portland game, and you can see I was able to fit Lillard and Curry again, but, I mean, they just had salary bumps. I mean, all the salary bumps everywhere kind of make it a tougher to differentiate value on this lineup. So let's just go ahead and start out. They projected this at 293. They have Steph Curry and Damian Lillard at the point guard. I think you're shooting yourself in the foot if you don't take Steph tonight. I think he's just going to close the series out for Golden State, and that's it. And so you should be taking him all day long. Lillard will do his best, and he'll go on a losing effort, but he'll probably put 60 fantasy points in trying to stop him. So that's just my narrative play on that. I really expect a big, high-scoring game out of Portland and Golden State, and think you should stack the crap out of that game. I mean, I had a lineup a little bit earlier that had nothing but 4 players from each side, and I'm like, it's not the most effective way to run it anyways, because I do expect Toronto will win tonight as well, and you can also just play the Toronto win and, get a couple okay guys from there as long as you found differentiated value. Your differentiated value is going to be your punt plays, guys, and the little pieces at the bottom where, because, you're going to have Curry and Lillard. If you take a Wade and a McCollum like they have here, all you have left really is Harrison Barnes, Damari Carroll, Aminu, and Patrick Patterson at power forward, and Bogut down there at the bottom for your center. Okay? So, and they project this whole lineup at, like I said, 293. Yes? Let's see. 293 and a quarter. Yeah. Okay. So, there you have it. RotoWire. RotoWire, Curry and Lillard at the point guard. Projections. Curry projects at 48 points. Lillard projects at 46 points. Klay Thompson and C.J. McCollum at the shot guard. Klay projects at 35 points. McCollum projects at 34 points. Joe Johnson and Damari Carroll at small forward. Joe Johnson is projecting at 24 points, and Damari Carroll is projecting at 23 points. And I like Carroll tonight. He's seeing more time. They're projecting him at 34 minutes on RotoWire. I agree with that projection. Toronto's focusing more and more just on their starters. So what else would you do here? At power forward, you got Ed Davis and Patrick Patterson. They punted them down, which is fine, though. Ed Davis only projecting at 17 minutes, but is projecting for 18 points. And he'll probably get them in garbage time at the end. And Patrick Patterson, half of that total, that is. Projecting at 33 points or 33 minutes, only 19 and a half points, but that's still a good value on their slate. It's actually the best value they show at 5 and a quarter. And for center, they have Plumlee. Okay? And Plumlee is projecting at 28 points for them. Alright, and that's RotoWire for today. And then I did Daily Fantasy Nerd, one more before we get to my optimal. Daily Fantasy Nerd today has Steph Curry and Lowry. Expand that out a little. There we go. I like that. Okay, Curry and Lowry at the point guard positions. I gotta pull up the projections for you guys. Sorry. 36 points projected for Lowry. Curry, I did that backwards. Curry's projected at 49 points. So 49 and 36. We got DeRozan and McCollum at shot guard. DeRozan's projecting at 35 points, and McCollum's projecting at 37 points. We got Harrison Barnes and Joe Johnson at small forward. Harrison Barnes is projecting at 21 fantasy points. Joe Johnson projecting at 23. And at power forward, we have Aminu and we have Patrick Patterson. Let's see, Aminu is projecting at 29 points. Patrick Patterson's projecting at 20 points. And for center, they have Plumlee as well down there stuck in at the bottom. And he's projecting at 26 points for a total lineup of 276. Thank you very much. Not bad, guys. But personally, I'm going to take this today. And this is my optimal FanDuel lineup for cash today. I always recommend cash because you guys can run it in a tournament. It's really the best lineup I can give you guys. I'm a one lineup person, and I want to just give you the very best I can. I heavily think that you need to stack Golden State and Portland today. There's no way around it. They're going to be the high-scoring team, and if you want to take it otherwise, take the home court team in the slower-paced game, where Toronto's probably going to take a 3-2 series lead today. I do think this will go 7 games, and I think Toronto will win it out. I had a comment saying, like, why do you think Miami's done? Well, statistically, they probably are. So, could happen sooner. I doubt it. But I do think Toronto will continue on that road tonight. Now, if Miami wins tonight, the whole thing will shift in their favor. Obviously, they'll be going back to home court tomorrow, and they can close out the Heat, or they can close out the Raptors, which would be kind of interesting. But I just don't. I think that your home court is very important. The noise, the fans, everything else. You just start to get the energy going. I mean, no one's going for you on that, and home court matters. I'm sorry, it just does. That's why Vegas thinks it matters every time, too. My ideal lineup, though. We got Curry and we got Lillard. It seems like you have to have those guys. They're going to be locked everywhere. I know they're chalk. So now this is where it gets a little bit to take Terrence Ross for the Raptors at your shot guard and McCollum for Portland. Basically you're still voting up on that game because you have to. You need more of the points and more of the players from that game. Take Harrison Barnes. I don't want to take Iggy since he's pretty much going to go back towards the bench, I would think, with Curry, back in his main role. Iggy will probably see less minutes than I would expect than he has been. Damari Carroll. Oh, obviously Livingston too at their point guard is a no-go, so just forget about him. Damari Carroll is your other kind of. Small forward's a tight position today. I think he's going to show a lot of ownership anyways. I think just about any one of these plays in small forward will, as they try to get around him, and we have to pick 2 of them. So there's not much you can do there. I know Terrence Ross won't really be that well owned, though, and neither will Speaks, and then at the bottom there. It's 3,600. There's other choices of power forward you can take a little bit higher, like a Patrick Patterson or something, and is a good way to differentiate, and it allows me to get Biyombo, who I think still is being mispriced with the amount of points he's getting. If he puts up another 35 points for Toronto, and Toronto really does close him out, Lowry and DeRozan, well, DeRozan's thumb is hurting, so if DeRozan really is kind of injured, Lowry's going to have to make it up a little bit. I think Lowry could be a good choice today in replacement of Lillard if you wanted to go somewhere else. But then the other players in Toronto are going to have to step it up a little bit to help out for DeRozan and give him the win. So I would expect to see the other Toronto players still do strong. Biyombo, Carroll, and Ross. So run that as a triple stack with your Golden State triple stack of Curry, Draymond Green, and Spiegets and Barnes. Quadruple stack, my apologies. And Portland double stacked, McCollum and Lillard. Everything's going to be stacked on a 2-game slate, guys. We all know that. That's my ideal, optimal, recommended cash and even tournament lineup at this point, guys, okay? Just play light, remember bankroll management. You never know when a loss can come around. I've been doing pretty well lately. The models have been hitting, and I don't see any reason why they won't do it again tonight, but just always remember to just play within your, means and limits. I don't ever want to be responsible for someone, losing a rent or their house or anything like that because I'm giving out advice, all right? Whatever anyone says, this is still something like gambling. You got to always be responsible with it. All right, so give me a moment here. We're going to pull out of this. This is FanDuel, obviously. Let's go on to DraftKings. And for DraftKings today, let's go into upcoming. My optimal lineup for you guys. Actually, let me go to the one that was been given out by someone else. This is a Daily Fantasy Nerds optimal today, and I'll give their projections. I'm going to check that out. It's got Lowry at the point guard, Lowry's projecting at 39 points. DeRozan at the shot guard projecting at 36. Carroll at the small forward projecting at 24. Patterson at the power forward projecting at 21. Biombo at center, he's a great value on DraftKings, guys. Really great value. 20.6 the projected points. Allows you to get Steph Curry, who's also a screaming value over here. I would have Curry all day long over here. He's projecting at 53 points at 9,700 on the salary. On the forward, you got Al-Farouq Aminu, and at the utility, you got McCollum. So it's a pretty nice lineup. It uses all the salary, and they project it out at 266 points. And you can see it's pretty heavily stacked still on, you got, it's basically all Toronto, kind of expecting the Toronto win the same way I would too. But it took DeRozan, and I don't know if you want to take DeRozan today for the reason I was saying. I don't know if he can pull up the points that you really want. This is just an alternative to what I'm going to give you guys. The one I think that you should run on DraftKings today, and I'm trying to study this better, guys. My model will be definitely up for next season for both scoring sites, but on the first site here, on this season, since I'm just starting DraftKings at the very end, I have to adapt my model a little bit and make sure it works. So play light here, guys, too, if you're just adjusting or just going on DraftKings, or if you moved over because your state's basically closed down, but DraftKings is still open. I understand, Texas fans. Okay. At the point guard, take Steph Curry. At the shot guard, take Crabbe. At the small forward, take Aminu. At the power forward, take Draymond Green. At the center, get Bismack Biyombo, of course. He's a screaming value, like I was saying. At your guard, get McCollum. At the forward, get Joe Johnson. And at the utility player, get Speaks. Again, I think that's the differentiator today, guys. It also leaves a couple hundred on the table, and on DraftKings with the tighter pricing and the easier way to fit an 8-player lineup with utilities, even on 2-game slate, I think people might spend that little last money somewhere else, and this can do very, very well for you guys today. Okay, so that's your optimal DraftKings lineup as well. And real fast, I'm going to show you guys something special. Don't take it for gospel because it'll probably already be posted by the time I get this video up on YouTube. This is meant to be an NBA video. But we have MLB today. And for DraftKings, real fast, I'm going to show this. And we have a new model that I'm working with. I'm trying my best on it, and I think I might have gotten onto something that's a little bit predictable with the hitting and the scoring. So, a tester DraftKings lineup. So really, we're just putting this up so you guys can see the time and it's being posted before it goes off. Eichhoff and Nicariso at the starting pitchers. Cervelli at catcher. Ortiz at first base. Pedroia at second base. Bryant at third base. Bogarts at shortstop. And your 3 offensive fielders, basically. Betts, Harper, and Upton today. And that is for DraftKings. And back onto FanDuel real fast. I did one there too, guys. Oh yeah, check it out. Okay. Baseball, starting pitchers Eichhoff, catcher Cervelli, first base Rizzo, second base Pedroia, third base Kang. Great value on FanDuel, guys. Shortstop Bogarts, and it's all that with hitters. It's streaky. You're going to lose and win sometimes, guys. I'm also learning that as well. So you need to get as many bats in the lineup as you can to compensate, and really hope that they're going up against bad pitchers, starting to look at splits and things like that. And some of the season data is starting to come in too, which is starting to help with the projections. Here, your fielders are Harper, Coco Crisp, and Revere. And so basically, it's a Boston stack, and it's a Washington National stack, and it's a Pittsburgh Pirates stack. Okay, that was baseball. Let's get back to NBA real fast because that's where our bread and butter is. But like I said, we had to switch over, guys, and the NBA, the other lineups will be coming very soon for MLB. I will focus on that once we can't do NBA anymore. Once we get down to the finals and it's just 2 games, I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know if they'll find a way to do it or not. So we're probably going to be done at that point. Basically, at the conference finals, and that's why they're saying last chance on these Bud Light playoffs to get in, because really, they're not going to be able to do many more contests. Okay. One last time. FanDuel, NBA. Point guard, Curry and Lillard. Shot guard, Terrence Ross and McCollum. Small forward, Barnes and Carroll. Power forward, Green and Spigots. And center, Biombo. All right, guys. That's Fantasy Forecast for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have had a wonderful day so far. Go on out there and go win some big, 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 big money.